It is time to bring in the governor of the state of Pennsylvania, who is totally invested in this game on Sunday. We welcome in the Honorable Governor Josh Shapiro. Hello, Governor.
Yo, by the way, I go by Josh from Juniata when I'm calling.
Oh, that's right. That's right, because you were asked a question in a news conference about Josh from Juniata. I remember that. So this is a really interesting spot for you, as a man who is who loves the Eagles and is from this area. And now, I mean, you got to patronize the other part of the state. So how do you handle this kind of situation where you don't want to get the people from Pittsburgh to get overly mad at you?
Okay, listen, you cannot BS your way through sports in life or certainly as governor. So I'm a Birds fan, and I would say that out in Pittsburgh as I, of course, say that in Philly. Now, listen, I can appreciate the fact that the Steelers are having a hell of a run this year. And by the way, I think this is going to be an unbelievable game. I can cheer for the Steelers when they're not playing the Birds, but I think you got to be true to your sports teams and be honest with folks about that, and I am.
All right, how are you feeling about where they are now? Because you know the controversy. You pay attention to all these little details. You know what happened with A.J. Brown saying what he did, and then Brandon Graham saying what he did. Where do you think this team is right now? In your experience covering sports, is this something that could break apart this team?
Look, I think there's a bunch of different issues going on, and let me answer your question. But first, I got to say, BG is the man, and folks got to go vote for him to be NFL Man of the Year. So that's just a commercial for BG. Get out there and support him. I think you got a couple things going on here. We've got Saquon Barkley playing absolutely out of his mind, and so, of course, you want to get him as many carries as possible. I also think, you got to get Jalen to be a little less gun-shy, trying to hit the receivers down the field. I think that is a fair statement about where our offense is right now. Separately, I think A.J. Brown, if he's got frustrations, needs to privately communicate those frustrations to his coaches, to his quarterback, and I think having those conversations out in the public, in press conferences, is not helpful. It may make for great sports radio, not great for team dynamics. So I want to see A.J. Brown get hit over the middle a lot more. I want to see him streaking down the field. He is an incredible receiver to not only catch the ball, but get those yards after the catch in a way that very few else in the NFL can. So I'd like to see Jalen hit him more down the field, but I'd like to see us talking about this a lot less.
Very pragmatic answer, because now everybody's at fault and everybody can improve. And AJ was wrong, and Jalen needs to find a passing, and the coaching staff needs to facilitate that a lot. I like that answer. So let's match up here with the Steelers. Where do you think this game goes?
Well, look, I think the Steelers, obviously we got the best defense the Birds do in the NFL. Steelers are still a top 10 defense. They got a really, really good defense. I think Russell Wilson is playing great. Now, he doesn't have Pickens. Pickens is out, so I think that takes away one of his weapons. I do expect this to be a relatively high-scoring game. I think both teams could, get in the high 20s, get in the 30s. I am picking the Birds, of course, but I think it's going to be a hell of a game. I really do, and I will say folks are passionate about it. I was at the Christmas tree lighting here in the Capitol yesterday with my Lieutenant Governor, Austin Davis, who's a Yinzer. He's from Pittsburgh. His wife actually works for the Steelers. And he was literally talking trash to me about the game at the Christmas tree lighting, where we're all supposed to be there, unified in peace and joy and harmony. And there he was sort of, jawing at me a little bit. But I think it's going to be a hell of a game.
This is
a great day to celebrate Pennsylvania.
It's fantastic. And this is very interesting because, your guy Will said that you would be willing to take a phone call just to talk to a Pittsburgh fan. And we happen to have one on the line right now. It's Austin from Pittsburgh. Austin, are you with us?
Hey, Governor, it's Austin from Pittsburgh.
Hey, I am something Austin from McKeesport.
from McKeesport originally. But I'm super excited to see the Birds and the Steelers game on Sunday. I know I'm going to plan on watching it with you. But I don't know, man. I think the Steelers are going to pull it out. Russell has shown a great command of the offense, even without Pickens. I know there's a little bit of stuff going on in the Eagles locker room we might be able to capitalize on. So I'm super excited, and I know you're competitive as hell. So I want to have a little bit of a challenge with you. If your Birds win, I'm going to provide you and your team with lunch from all the best Pittsburgh eateries. But if my Steelers win, I want some cheesesteaks in my office.
Of course, this is a Lieutenant Governor Austin Davis calling in. He's a Pittsburgh guy that Josh referred to him. There's got to be better trash talk than this, though. This is too. This is too mild, Austin. I mean, Governor, go back at this guy.
Mikey, listen, I have arranged, I've been working with the Philadelphia Police Department on this. I've arranged to have the Lieutenant Governor park about 12 blocks away from the link on Sunday and have him walk in his Steelers jersey all the way into the stadium. And I'm going to invite my friends in Philly to give the Lieutenant Governor a very warm.
Oh no! You do not want that. You're encouraging lawlessness here.
You know Steelers fans travel well. We travel probably the best out of any of the NFL teams. So I think there's going to be a huge contingent of Steeler fans out there with me. So I'm not concerned.
It's going to be great. By the way, Steelers fans are unbelievable, and they are very apt to remind me that they've got 6 rings, and so I am constantly having to, eat a little crow when it comes to
That's all
they're
got.
great.
That's
They're
all
great
they got.
fans.
Yeah.
They're great fans.
Lieutenant Governor, thanks for calling in, or I should say, Austin from Pittsburgh, and we'll get to the bottom of this bet you're going to make with the governor.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, thank you. All right, just a couple of more questions for you, Governor.
Yeah.
Because the topic is that because of the passing game the way it is, and it's low ranked, and not many Super Bowl teams win with a low ranked passing attack. Can the Eagles still win a Super Bowl playing it this way, and how?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think we got to improve our passing game. I worry when we're playing from behind, right? I think it is hard in the playoffs when it's one and done, when you're playing from behind and you be maybe a little bit more desperate on offense where you can't sort of be in your rhythm. That's what I worry about the most. And so I think the more we can get a few good downfield passes early on, in the first quarter of these games and not be playing from behind, not be scoreless in the first quarter the way we have been in so many games, I think that's really going to help us be able to stay on offense, so to speak, and be able to stay, punching these guys throughout the game as opposed to playing from behind. So I think hitting some of these receivers downfield early is important. Saquon's going to get his yards. I mean, he's just a beast. He's unbelievable. And I think that's what we got to work on over these next few games. I think these are games, obviously, you want to win. I'd love to catch the Lions so we get that home field advantage. But it's also a tune-up for the one-and-done, series that we call the NFL playoffs.
All right, so on that note, is Jalen Hurts, because this is what the topics are this week, is Jalen Hurts unfairly criticized? I heard somebody call him the most criticized athlete in Philly sports history, which I disagree with, but I want to get your spin on that.
I think if you're a quarterback in the NFL, particularly a quarterback in Philly, you're going to just have to deal with criticism. It is what it is, and Jalen has just an unbelievable work ethic, an unbelievable way of seeming to be able to sort of shield that out and just be a true pro. And he wants to win a Super Bowl. He's hungry. I got a lot of faith in the guy.
All right, Governor, while I have you on here, I just can't ask you about sports because a lot of people are saying, ask him about the drone problem. What's going on with the drones flying over Delco now?
I don't know. We'll work with the folks in Delco on that.
All right, they're coming from Jersey for crying out loud. I don't understand this. And also, there's a last question to you. And you can make national news on this show.
Uh-oh.
Are you running in 2028?
No, man. Look, I love being governor. I'm focused on being governor. I want to keep being governor for a long time.
You're not going to give me any national news hit here? You're not going to make this show larger than life?
I would rather talk about how the Phillies were wise to pass on Soto or how I'm excited for the Big Three to actually be playing together on the Sixers. I don't want to talk politics.
He sounds like Jalen Hurts with these answers.
But see, I got to go. So okay, let's just say if you run and if you win, since there's such a low bar for cabinet members these days, would you consider me for secretary of something?
I'll tell you what, if I'm going to make any announcements, I'll come on your show and make those announcements.
Oh, that's awesome. Make me secretary of sports. I'll host all the teams at the White House.
Let me tell you, I would be interested in seeing if we could create a Secretary of Sports option, but then I'm going to leave it up to your listeners to decide if you're qualified. How about that?
All right. Oh, no. Don't leave it up to my listeners. Governor, thanks for checking in, and let's go Birds.
Hey, guys. Thanks for checking out our video. If you want more from the Mike Missanelli Show, somewhere on this screen, there is somewhere where you can hit the playlist. Keep interacting with us.